the belief that because you age, you need to lose height, that's not true. A doctor measures you vertically. Whatever you bring to the front is not going to be measured. So if you're rounded, you're going to lose inches. The inches are not going anywhere. They're not going on the front, and they're not going to evaporate. The inches are forward instead of being vertical. So when you align the torso and you bring the curves of the spine where they belong, we all have 3 curves. We have one in the neck, right? That is convex. We actually have the same one. I don't know if you can see it here, but you kind of have like the same one here on the lower back in the same direction of your neck, right? Okay.
Yes.
And then you have the mid back, which is kind of like in the opposite, but not too rounded. When you look at the spine as a whole, it actually looks like the letter S from the bottom to the middle to the neck. That we have those curves because there's a reason. We are the only mammal animal, that actually has a spine with curves at rest. So what that means is a cat and a snake can move in all crazy directions. But when they're resting, the spine is straight. Ours is not. Even when we sleep, the curves don't disappear unless you sit forever like that and you round your lower back like that for hours. Believe me, your body's gonna memorize this because you're here longer. Your body says, I'm not dumb. She wants this, I'm gonna keep that. Why should I go to the natural way when I was born if she's doing this for 10 hours, 5 days a week, 10 years?
Yeah, the body's adapting to these poor habits.
Exactly. So what we do in postural alignment is we return the natural curves of the spine, the ones that you were born with, your design, right? Unless you were born with some kind of disease, which is not the case here. And then another thing that we do is we realign the joints. So we have a lot of joints, but we have mainly 4 basic ones. The shoulders, right? The hips, the knees, and the ankles, right? The ankles.
Yes.
So those are the 4 joints, and they need to be stocked one on top of the other like books when you stand in the supermarket or the bank, or when you walk in the park, or when you run, or when you do whatever. When the body is leaning into one side, or it's forward, or is back too much, right? There's misalignment, deviations, and those long term, when you put demand, they hurt. So if you are a person that you're sitting in the computer for hours, you're probably not going to notice up here because you're never up here. We end up being in a box. That's our life. But then one day, you're looking for the pickle bottle in the pantry, and it's all the way in the top. So you get the ladder, and when you want to reach, it's like, oh my God, I can't. I'm limited. Misalignment and lack of mobility cause limitation, physical limitation. And who wants to live like that? You want to be able to do everything.